Namaste and a very good evening. Welcome to Chitti Media. I'm your host,
Thank you very
Sharan.
much. Hello.
How are you, Mr. Spire?
Very well, thank you. Very happy to be here.
Very happy to have you here. First of all, a little introduction about Mr. Jonathan Spire. He is a writer, analyst, and a journalist focusing on the Levant and the Middle East strategic affairs. He is a research fellow at the Jerusalem Institute for Strategic Studies, a fellow at the Middle East Forum, and a correspondent at IHS James. He's also the executive director of the Middle East Center for Reporting and Analysis and has authored several books. Mr. Spire, let me begin by asking you this. Just a few years ago, Putin and Erdogan were at loggerheads, and the bilateral ties between Russia and Turkey were very shaky. And I'm asking you this especially since the Ukraine conflict is going on, and I would like your comments on this. Just a few years ago, both of them were at loggerheads, and suddenly the bromance is blooming, where Erdogan has almost taken up the role of a negotiator and a mediator in the conflict. What enabled this change?
Well, I would say that Erdogan and the Turkish government, in a way, are caught in quite a difficult situation as a result of the Ukraine war. In a certain sense, their position is similar to that of Israel, but made more complicated by the fact that Turkey, of course, is a NATO member. And the complexity of the situation derives from the fact that Turkey needs Russia. Turkey needs Russia firstly because it is dependent on Russian tolerance of the Turkish position in Syria for Turkey to maintain that area of dominance in northwest Syria, which it wishes to maintain. And it wishes to maintain it because there are 3 million people living in that area. And if the Syrian regime comes back to that area, those people are going to be hammering on the door of Turkey. And Turkey has no desire to take in 3 million additional Syrian refugees, having taken in already over 3 million since the outbreak of the Syrian war. And it is the Russian government which could let the regime off the leash to reconquer that area or not do so. As of now, the Russians have chosen not to do that. The Turks need the Russians to continue to maintain that position. This is firstly. Secondly, as you're aware, because of the difficulties between Turkey and the United States in recent years. So Turkey has turned towards Russia, specifically in the area of defense procurement and specifically with regard to the purchase of S-400 anti-aircraft system. And that purchase, of course, led to the cancellation of Turkey's involvement with the F-35. So Turkey has been turning, as you correctly pointed out, Turkey has been sort of turning towards Russia more and more in recent years, with complications, of course. There was the issue of Turkish downing of a Russian jet, if you remember, over Syria a couple of years back. But that has been the trend. Now, as a result of the Ukraine situation, Turkey is suddenly pulled back to its duties and expectations of it as a NATO member and as a crucial NATO member with regard to Russia. Turkey geostrategically is the country that kind of protects NATO's southern flank, so to speak, from Russia. And we are seeing demands in that regard with regard to access through the Bosphorus and so on. And what Turkey is doing, or how Turkey is responding, is it's saying, okay, it doesn't want to be drawn too much towards Russia. It doesn't want to be drawn too much away from Russia. So the obvious solution is to say, okay, well, we can uniquely act as a mediator. We, the Turks, so to say, because we, the Turks, have good relations with Russia, are a NATO member, good relations with America. So they consider themselves the natural sort of candidate for mediation. So that's what I think is going on here. Turkey, like Israel, is trying to sort of hedge its bets. It doesn't want to destroy relations with Russia. It doesn't want to destroy relations with the United States. Indeed, Erdogan is currently engaged in a long effort to repair and improve relations with the United States, with the Biden administration. So I think Turkey is trying to hedge and is trying to sort of stay in the middle somewhere. And the mediation offer and effort is an aspect of that. That's what I would say. And in the broader picture, what that tells us is that Turkey strategically is a little bit lost. It's not quite clear where Turkey is heading. It's not powerful enough to stand alone, like China or such a power. It needs to be aligned with somebody. its relations with America have been in decline over the last 10 years, but it can't fully align with Russia either. So Turkey is a little bit, sailing in unclear waters right now, strategically, I would say.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.